Hello again and welcome back to the past. The two inspection cars are shown on the Blackburn Road, and this picture was taken at the junction of Blackburn Road and John Street. Here we see a Rottenstall electric tram and Haslingden's old steamer, which had just left the tram shed on its way to take part in a carnival at Accrington. The board is inscribed "Relic of the Steam Age", one of the old Baltic fleet, built in 1887. It left active service in 1908, but still going strong. A trip leaves Victoria Hotel. In bad weather, canvas sheets could be lowered from the roofs to protect the passengers, all set for a general election outside the Liberal Club in Park Street of 1906. In the early 1900s, the roads were growing busier and busier. Electric trams were an improvement on the whole. Steamers and motor vehicles offered the traveller greater speed and new places to visit. The man on the left is holding a device for changing the points on the tram track. The town council was one of the first in the country to introduce a bus service. The 18-seat vehicle ran between Haslingden and Elm Shore from November the 11th, 1907 until July 1909. The bus had solid tyres and was said to have been nicely upholstered and well sprung. It made 14 trips daily, but alas, lost money. Haslingden is probably the only town in which a horse took over from a motor bus. The failure of the corporation service prompted Morehouse and Sons of Flex Moss to introduce a horse bus on the Elm Shore route in October 1909. It met trains at Elm Shore station, but was not a success. Here we see the horse and cart, a reminder that Haslingden once had its own brewery. This was run by the Baxter family in Lower Lane. The drayman is about to leave the brewery for Blackpool, where he delivered 2 or 3 times a week. We are now looking at Cordingley's cycle and car showrooms in Higher Deerdingate, about 1913. The car is a Ford Model T. Briar's account of his first motor trip to appear in the Gazette in June 1906. Royal occasions were always red letter days in Haslingden. This picture was taken later the same day on the football ground at Flex Moss. The coronation procession of 1911 George V in Blackburn Road shows the walkers and horse-drawn floats moving both to and from Uday. This is a procession held to mark the coronation of Edward VII on June the 26th, 1902. Roller skating became immensely popular during the early part of 1909. It was catered for in Haslingden by the town council, which provided facilities at the public hall, which built the Palace Rink in Beaconsfield Street. The girl we are looking at won a guinea pair of skates for her impersonations of a milkmaid. This was at the Palace Carnival. The skating boom was short-lived, and by the end of the year the palace had become a music hall and cinema. Haslingden's first cinema was the Palace in Beaconsfield Street. It was built in 1909 as a skating rink by the local firm of Constantine and Lindsay, which set up a building record for the district by completing the job in 5 weeks. The skating boom was short-lived, and in November 1909 the Palace opened as a music hall and cinema. We're now looking at the Empire Cinema in Deerdengate. This was formerly the vicarage. It was also a laundry for some years, becoming a variety hall in 1913. The original building was extended to cover the garden at the rear and to provide an entrance in Bury Road. A life-size figure of Charlie Chaplin is from the 1919 film of Haslingden's Peace Celebrations. The old frontage with its bay windows was removed in 1936. Clogs were worn by most Haslingden people, then shoes came into fashion in the 1920s. John Tomlinson on the left and a companion called Shepherd was taken in 1903. Football was played during the 1870s. Rugby soon gave way to the association game, which flourished for more than 30 years on a ground now covered by the Clearance Estate. Haslingden Football Club, 1910 to 1911. In the 1900s we have Haslingden's Cricket Club,